What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say if you're a fan of those legends of the game, then I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel because that's all I focus on. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into today's video. So, guys, today I just wanted to kind of do something. You know, I've done so many builds, over the course of this channel, and I kind of wanted to, kind of go in depth on, two builds because I don't want to do more than two. I mean, there's been a lot of builds that I really, really enjoyed playing with, but I wanted to do the two builds that I felt I enjoyed the most, right? And these are builds that actually went pretty deep and, in terms of playing and, they're both really, really good builds. Okay. Now, this is the most recent one that I actually did, and it is just so much fun to play. Um, and they're both extremely different as well. So, I feel like well, I shouldn't say extremely different, but they both play very differently. I should say that. Now, this build, I like this build so much because, well, it's the most versatile build I feel that, or one of the most versatile builds that you can do. It can do a little bit of everything, and it can do it pretty well. Well, it does do a couple of things really, really well. Okay, um, and that, of course, is you're going to be a point guard for this. Hand don't matter, jersey number don't matter, um, and the pie chart that I'm going to do for this one, guys, is I'm going to do the defense and the playmaking because as a point guard, I feel like you definitely want playmaking. Um, Now for this, it really doesn't matter. It depends on you. I'm just going to go with speed because again we're a point guard, so we want that speed. We're going to do our close shot, our driving layup, and our driving dunk. We're going to max all of those out. We're going to max out our mid-range shot. And because you're not really going to be shooting a lot of threes with this, I'm not even going to focus on that. And we'll max out our free throw as well. Of course, we want to max out our pass accuracy and our ball handling. And then we'll just take this up to 40 just to get that 21st playmaking badge. Then we're going to do perimeter defense, lateral quickness, our steal, and then we'll go down to our defensive rebounding, our offensive rebounding, and then our block. And these remaining five guys, you could just put them wherever you like. You're not going to really get any more here. So if you wanted to put them here, you could, I guess, but you're not going to get anything. Let's see if we get anything on our shooting. So you can get one more on your shooting. Let's see if we get anything. We won't get anything else on finishing. So, we'll just do our shooting, right? Because having those extra shooting badges can come in handy. And the build that this is, guys, it's kind of the Gary Payton build, right? So, but I will say that when I did this build, I did the Gary Payton build, and then when I actually took it in, I did tweak it a little bit to be more like me, I guess. Like if I was playing the point guard, the body shape, it doesn't matter. Now, where I built this to my spec, I was 6'5". Now, if you wanted to be 6'4", 6'3", you could as well. But I did do 6'5". I went ahead and pulled the weight all the way down. You could push the weight up if you wanted to. That would be fine as well because you would get a little bit extra on strength. But I went ahead and just pulled the weight all the way down and then maxed out the wingspan because that's going to get me pluses on all the things that I want with this build, which is primarily the ability to dunk, with the driving dunk and the close shots. Because with this build, guys, the way that I play this build a lot of the times is I use it as a pick and roll a lot. Pick and roll with this build works really, really well. But also one thing that works really, really well with this is playing out of the post because you're so much bigger than a majority of the other point guards. So this plays so well that way. And with this build, guys, like it's, I think I played like maybe 20 games with this. during like the my players season, and like the just really just, and I believe I'm on the Celtics, I believe. Um, and uh, the averages that I was getting from this, like, I could get, 50 points and 20 assists a night to go along with like 2 or 3 steals, 5 and 6 rebounds, a couple of blocks. So this build is just, it's so versatile, right? Um, and it's so fun to play with because you can, if you want to be a slasher, this is a really good slashing build. You can finish at the basket on anyone. Um, you know, and if you want that mid range game, if you want 3 point, I mean, the 3 point shooting isn't there, right? Obviously, but you could switch a couple things up with this, and you could get that 3 point shot up better. Um, but then you've also got the playmaking ability to where you can get your teammates involved. And you've got that defense to where you can lock down anyone, right? And I think when I really stopped playing with this build, because unfortunately, I just don't have the time to actually play a lot of games with these builds. Um, just because, well, with work, and then, when I'm not working and I'm actually doing I'm playing, 2K. I'm a majority of the time I'm doing builds, or I'm doing a video on a build. So it just, I don't really have a whole lot of time to just play the game sometimes. But I think I think it was like 20 games or whatever, somewhere around there. And um, I think my rating's at like an 80. So there's a long way to go with this, right? You're not even anywhere near that 99, but, you're still able to, and I think that, considering, that this was a my career build, right? And, that, uh, you start off, you're coming off the bench for like the first 11 or 12 games or whatever. But the potential that this build has, guys, is like, it has averages of like, I think it's like right at 40 points a game, 16 assists a game, like 1.9 steals or something like that, right at 2 steals a game, and then like 6 boards a game. So it's so fun to play with. And you could play ever how you want. If you just want to be a facilitator and a defensive lockdown, you can do that because you've got these options, right? You got these 3 options right here. So if you just want to be a lockdown, that's fine. If you want to be a playmaker, if you want to be a slasher, you've got all of that here. Now, with the badges, guys, it really depends on you and the badges that you like to use. So that depends on you. So if that's what you choose the badges that work for you, okay? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to back out of this, and I'm going to show you the second favorite build of mine, right? I'm sorry, but if I'm a center, I got to be 34. It's just an Olajuwon thing, right? So it's just one of those things, right? So, and this is more of the Dikembe build that I did, right? And I know that a lot of times, when you see pure red, that could, make someone shy away because, well, you're really only focusing on one thing. But no, guys, this build, I played this build the longest, and I went into my second season, and I was legitimately in like maybe, like I was like 12, 13 games in, and with this build, it was a quadruple double, right? The averages. So you could do a lot with this build too. And you, it really depends on you, right? And how you want to do this. Um, but with the way that I did this, of course, close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk are all maxed. I maxed out my free throw shooting because if you're playing this in my career, you want that free throw shooting. Now, if you're not going to be playing this in my career, you don't need this, so you could use this somewhere else. But the way that I did this build, and that's what I'm showing you, is I'm playing my career, so I wanted this. And then, of course, we're max out our pass accuracy and our ball handling, because the last thing I want is to be stripped constantly when I'm posting up or something like that. And then I think with this one, I think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't do that because it doesn't give you anything else. I must have put it here to get additional, yeah, finishing badges. But with this build, of course, close shot, driving layup, driving dunk, standing dunk, all maxed out. Post took up to 56. Free throw, we max it out. Pass accuracy and ball handling is maxed out. Interior defense is maxed, of course. Lateral quickness, steal, block, offensive and defensive rebound are all maxed out, right? It doesn't matter for the build, guys. The body type, you can do whatever works for you. And now, if you're going to do like me and you want your player to look not like a just really fragile player, I would recommend going burly. Of course, we're going to be 7 foot. We're going to be 210, and we're going to max out that wingspan. So, if you look at this build, guys, if you just look at it, you're like, man, that's not that great, right? And, it may not look that great if you just look at, the stats, and the attributes that you have here. But once you get this build maxed out, I can tell you that you're not going to miss anything close to the basket. You're going to be able to dunk on just about anyone. You have a decent free throw, and you're on the defensive end, guys, you're going to be unstoppable, right? Because, well, no one is going to be able to drive on you and or anything like that. And, because I know with the Matumbo build, it was like 7-2. But the way that I actually ended up doing this build, because I did this build initially at 7 foot, and I liked it. It was pretty good. But I ended up going 6'10", and then pulling the weight all the way down, and then maxing the wingspan out like this, because you still got everything. You still got the big man dunks and everything, but it does help you. Look at that driving dunk. Look at your speed. Everything is a little bit better with this build, right? And this is the way that I ended up doing it. And like I said, with this build, guys, you can easily get like 35 points a night. You can grab, 20 rebounds, 10 blocks, and get 10 assists. I know you're probably looking at like the pass accuracy is only 66. Yeah, but you could still easily do that, during the game, right? Because and if you're going to go for that, like you want to be like if you want to get those double digits assist, then I would definitely recommend, just doing post playmaker. It helps you out a great deal. Now I will tell you that this player, this where it was one of the first ones I did very early on. I did play through the whole college thing, and I ended up on the Brooklyn Nets. So of course that's going to help you out with that, with those assists, right? Because, well, you've got guys like Kevin Durant, Kyrie, James Harden, that you're passing the ball to, and then also. You've got even the second string. You got guys like Patty Mills, So I mean, it's just I got very fortunate with that draft, right? I got drafted to a really good team. Had a lot of good players. So of course, if you put post playmaker on there, and then you get double teamed in the post and you pass out, whoever you pass to, they're going to knock it down, right? So. I'm not going to say that you could do that with any team, because if you're on a really bad team, you may not be able to do that if they have poor shooters. But, you can actually do that on the Nets pretty easily because, well, so many great shooters. But yeah, guys, there you have it. I mean, these are the two builds that I feel like they were just, to me, they were the most fun. Now, it really depends on you. Like, I was really surprised that I enjoyed playing the point guard build so much, because I'm not typically someone that enjoys playing point guard builds. in these games, but it's so much fun. And it's actually, like I said, it's the one that I'm currently playing on. I just don't have a lot of time to do it. But yeah, it's so much fun to be able to just, you know, play as a point guard when, my entire life, I've played power forward and center, played in the post, things like that. And that's why I usually like doing the center builds and things. But yeah, guys, if you like point guards, I'm telling you that point guard build that I just showed you, that's a really, really fun one to play, unless you're just someone that you like to be able to shoot threes and you want to be more like a Steph Curry type build or something like that. You're not going to enjoy that very much. But if you're someone that you enjoy playing really, really hard, defense, that you plays really, really well in the pick and roll, you can get a ton of assists, you can get a ton of dunks and driving layups and mid-range shots. That's the build for you because it does all of that really, really well. But if you like playing on the interior, guys, and you want someone that's going to be that defensive anchor for your team, that's going to be able to get a ton of blocks, going to be able to get a ton of rebounds, going to be able to, on the opposing center in the post as well, because you put back down Punisher on this, it works pretty well. And the thing about 2K, at least 22, that I've noticed is pick and roll. It's so easy to get that switch off to a guard, and if you get a switch off onto a point guard with this build, even though your strength isn't the greatest, you're going to own them in the post, and you're going to basically just end up, doing a dunk on them. You're going to play. It's going to play like Shaq, is essentially what it plays like. When you get a point guard on you. So, yeah, guys, these are the two builds that I've enjoyed playing the most. I've enjoyed playing a lot of them, but I wanted to do this video, and I know this video is running a bit longer than normal. But I just wanted to do this video to let you guys see, the builds that I've really enjoyed playing with, and it might give you some ideas. So, yeah, the Gary Payton build and the Dikembe Mutombo build are by far my two favorites that I've done thus far that I really enjoy playing with. Now, the Mashburn build, that's so fun because it's so offensively, strong. And there were others as well that were really fun. But this build and then the point guard build that I showed you previously, they were just so much fun to do, to play with. And yeah, it's just unfortunately I had to delete my center because I had to make room for other things. But I might actually, in doing this video, it makes me kind of want to go back and recreate it, and I may do that. Who knows? But yeah, there you have it, guys. These are my two favorite builds. Let me know in the comments below what the favorite build of that you have. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I'd appreciate it if you'd posterize that like button. If you enjoy those legends of the game, I would recommend subscribing to the channel. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.